Founded in North Hollywood, California, Catalina has built more than 60,000 hulls since 1969. Vice President and Chief Engineer Jerry Douglas has designed every Catalina model for the last 30 years. His designs have won 12 Marine Industry Boat of the Year awards, including one for the Catalina 445 in 2009.
445 is a very, very capable sailboat with a very, very light helm. It fills the need the customers express to us they have, and they're looking for a boat that size. They want a boat that's going to be a great family sailboat. They want a boat they can race if they want to race. They want a boat that cruise comfortably if they want to cruise. Great accommodations, great performance, and very unique build concept.
Catalina's reputation for innovation and versatility is evident in the production line of the 445.
We use kind of a unique method, which is a 5-piece construction, which consists of the hull, a structural grid that goes in the hull, then a hull liner, which forms the interior furniture, and the deck, and then a full fiberglass deck liner.
There's more going on here than meets the eye. Although the workers appear to be painting the interior of the hull, all is not as it seems, because this isn't a hull yet. It's a mold. A hull is built by putting layers of material inside a hull mold. The first layer to go down is basically a paint layer called a gel coat.
Gel coat is actually pigmented resin.
First, the trademark blue stripe is laid down by hand.
And then the spray gel coater will come in later and spray the entire hull white.
Layers of fiberglass go on top of that. This way, when the hull is pulled from the mold, the first paint layer is now on the outside. When it comes to hull molds, these guys wrote the book.
It's always been fairly common to have a hull liner, which, in fact, our company was the first company to employ a hull liner, the first one to use a fiberglass part inside a fiberglass hull to create furniture and structure. Well, we've taken that one step further and created 2 separate components, one for furniture and one for structure. And this is the purely structural component.
In order to ensure a flawless fit into the hull of the 445, this fiberglass structural grid is manufactured to precise specifications. There is absolutely no margin for error.
It's the backbone of the boat, and it holds all that, the weight of the keel and the moments of the hull. We've already pulled it out of the mold. It'll be all cut and trimmed, and then it'll be prepped with PVC hose and some wires, and then it'll be set into the hull. It gets all glassed in with fiberglass tapes. Then we will bring the hull liner in, and we'll set the hull liner on top of this.
An important part of our design philosophy is repairability and maintainability. With that in mind, we make sure every major component in the boat that might ever have to be replaced or serviced can be removed through the hatch of the boat. In this case, we're talking about the engine, and the hatch is right above this engine when the deck is on. So the engine can be lifted out by these lifting points right up through the hatch. A very important safety feature are these collision bulkheads that are watertight. We put in every model. What this bulkhead does is, in the event of a collision or damage to the bow, it prevents any water from entering the boat. You could literally saw off this boat just forward of the collision bulkhead, and it would stay watertight.
Voted 2010's Boat of the Year.
One of the important features of the 445 is we wanted the boat to be fast. So we started with a low freeboard hull that has a very fine prismatic coefficient. That means it's fairly pointy forward. By keeping the freeboard low, we kept the weight and the center of gravity low, which makes the boat fast.
Everywhere you look, you can tell that this yacht is built for major offshore sailing.
Well, we paid a lot of attention to ergonomics in the design of this cockpit, so we elevated the helm seat aft about 7 inches, so whoever's at the helm has a clear view over the cabin top, can see the stem, and over the heads of any passengers sitting in the seats. There are instrument pods, port and starboard, for repeater instruments, so you can see all the instrumentation from either side of the boat. The chart plotter in the center of the cockpit swivels to face the helmsman at either position. Inside the companionway stairway, or ladder, has angled panels, port and starboard. So when the boat heels, and the boat will heel about as much as you see this panel angled, about 15 degrees. Underway, that's typical heel for the boat. So there's always a flat place to land your foot as you're walking down below. And behind the companionway stairs is access to the engine. This is where you do your daily fluid checks. You have access to the dipstick and the coolant. This boat has a large front opening refrigerator, and Also, a separate top-loading freezer compartment that can also be used as a refrigerator just by changing the settings on the unit. The stove is a 3-burner stove with oven. It's gimbaled, so you can use it at any angle of heel. The 445 interior is finished with teak and teak veneers. We only use clear varnishes so that if you have to touch it up, and on a boat that's inevitable because things will get banged around after time, you'll be able to sand through it and refinish it with clear varnish and it won't halo. So it makes these interiors very durable and very easy to take care of. The table has 4 leaves and each corner of the table folds up so that when it's folded, it's half the size it is when it's open. Aft on the starboard side is a navigation desk. It has storage below and a laptop bin above. There's also an electrical panel above that, which has monitors in it for how much battery power is being used at any one time. This cabin we call the flex cabin. It's set up so the owner can use it however they need at the time. It can be upper and lower berths, it can be a double lower berth, or you can fold this berth up and use this as a workbench. All the area forward of the mast on the 445 is dedicated to the owner's cabin. There's a very large separate in-suite head, a large hanging locker, very large double berth with an airspring mattress. Below the berth are 4 large drawers on ball-bearing drawer guides. They're strong enough to go anywhere in the world. They're fast enough to race competitively, and they're comfortable. And that's an extremely difficult balance to achieve, and I think we have it in the 445.